How does one master the art of pretending to have already eaten at a friend's dinner party? Imagine sitting at a beautifully set table, surrounded by the gentle hum of conversation and the melodious clinking of wine glasses. You're at a friend's dinner party, and their eyes turn expectantly to you, awaiting your thoughts on the exquisite meal they've prepared. But there's one tiny issue: you haven't actually taken a single bite. Perhaps you had obligations that filled you up before arriving, or dinner plans earlier that evening. Now, you face the delicate art of pretending you've already eaten, a social dance that requires a blend of etiquette and charm. This situation isn't just about food. It's about navigating relationships and preserving the delicate balance of hospitality. Friends offer their homes and meals as a gesture of goodwill, and responding with grace can make all the difference. In a world where social etiquette often dictates the fabric of our interactions, handling this scenario gracefully is more than a clever trick. It's a testament to your understanding of subtle social cues. By learning how to tread this fine line without offense, you can ensure the evening remains pleasant and without awkwardness. Whether it's through offering warm compliments or subtly redirecting the conversation, mastering this art can keep both your and your host's dignity intact, leaving everyone satisfied, without you taking a single bite. Understanding the social context navigating a dinner party can be like walking a tightrope, especially when you need to pretend you've already eaten. It's a delicate dance of social skills and quick thinking. So why might someone choose this path? It could be due to feeling uncomfortable or just having personal reasons for not wanting to eat at the moment. It's not just about the food. It's about understanding the social web that dinner parties weave and the threads you have to manage to keep things smooth. Common scenarios for pretending to have already eaten isn't about deception. It's about maintaining a certain peace within the group. Here are some common scenarios. Dietary restrictions. Imagine you're dealing with allergies or preferences like veganism, and your host doesn't know. Instead of making a fuss or drawing attention to yourself, pretending might seem like the easier option. Previous engagements. You might have already eaten at a prior engagement, maybe your mom's famous lasagna or a friend's birthday cake. It's a legitimate situation, and sometimes explaining feels more cumbersome than simply nodding along. Disliking the food. Let's face it, sometimes the menu at a friend's dinner party is just not appealing. Rather than offend the cook, you might decide it's best to quietly act as though you're enjoying an invisible feast. Understanding and navigating these scenarios requires empathy and a dash of tact. The goal isn't to deceive, but rather to manage social expectations gracefully. After all, the real dish of any dinner party is the shared stories and laughter, not what's on the plate. Strategies for mastering the art of pretending navigating social situations often requires a bit of finesse, especially when you're trying to politely sidestep culinary commitments at a friend's gathering. Mastering the art of pretending to have already eaten can be a gracious solution to avoid unwanted dining without offending your host. Whether it's due to dietary choices, time constraints, or personal preferences, here's how you can artfully act the part. Body language and behavior. Your body can speak volumes without uttering a word. When aiming to convey satisfaction with a meal you haven't touched, posture and gestures play a crucial role. Sit back slightly in your chair as if you're settling into a comfortable state. You might also fold your hands contentedly on your lap or rest them lightly on the table. Smile softly and nod as others speak, maintaining eye contact to show engagement. These small, deliberate actions can portray a sense of fulfillment and ease, suggesting that you're already satiated. Engaging in conversation. Steering conversations towards topics of interest allows you to divert attention away from your empty plate. Ask open-ended questions about the preparation of the meal, the ingredients used, or the inspiration behind the dish. For instance, inquire about the origin of a particular spice or share an anecdote about a similar dish you once enjoyed. Engaging genuinely shows your appreciation for the effort, creating a lively and interactive dining experience without having to partake in the food itself. Utilizing food disguises. Discreetly managing your plate can help maintain the illusion of dining. If tactfully done, using napkins or strategic plate placement can work wonders. Tuck small bits of food into a napkin in your lap, or subtly rearrange food on your plate to give the appearance of having eaten. Occasionally move your utensils around to create the impression of an active eater. This keeps your actions understated, allowing you to participate in the experience without crossing boundaries by wasting food. Creating a backstory, crafting a credible narrative about having eaten earlier can set the stage for understanding from your hosts. Mention a prior engagement or an impromptu meal that interrupted your appetite. Maybe you had a late lunch with a colleague or shared a snack with family on the way. This narrative, coupled with your confident demeanor, prepares the groundwork for your hosts to comprehend your disinterest in eating more genuinely. Sharing such a story adds a personal touch, helping them empathize with your situation. By mastering these techniques, you can graciously engage in social dining environments without compromising your own needs or preferences. The art lies in balancing empathy with elegance, maintaining the cherished bonds of friendship while tending to your personal comfort. Navigating the aftermath. Going to a dinner party can be delightful, but pretending you've already eaten can lead to a tricky aftermath. It's crucial to handle follow-ups with elegance and wit. Here's how you can gracefully handle any questions or sticky conversations and still maintain that cherished friendship with your host. Dealing with suspicion. Sometimes, friends might question why you didn't partake in the meal. To avoid revealing your little ruse, consider these strategies that balance honesty with a touch of creativity. Keep it simple. When asked, say you had a big lunch or have dietary restrictions. You can mention feeling under the weather if you sense skepticism. Engage them with praise. Compliment the aroma or presentation of the dishes. Say something like, "The aroma alone is satisfying," allowing you to deflect the focus from eating to enjoying the experience. Change the subject. Swiftly steer the conversation to something engaging. Ask about their recent vacation or a popular series they're into. This shows genuine interest without dwelling on meals. Building future relationships. Once the evening winds down, the conversation doesn't stop. Sustaining genuine connections requires tact and sincerity. Here's how to maintain trust and build robust friendships after the party. Express gratitude. Follow up with a heartfelt thank you message. Highlight aspects of the evening you loved, like the ambiance or their great hosting skills. This reinforces your appreciation beyond just the food. Plan reciprocal outings. Suggest meeting up for coffee or lunch. This shows your commitment to nurture the friendship, shifting from a one-off interaction to a shared bond over time. Reflect on the bond. Consider what makes this friendship unique. Was it the shared laughter or mutual interests? Emphasizing these elements can strengthen the relationship and deepen trust. These thoughtful steps help navigate the social intricacies after a dinner party, allowing you to maintain the friendship and cherish more moments together. Remember, a little awareness and empathy can go a long way in maintaining peace and joy in your social circle. Ethical considerations. Navigating dinner parties can be tricky, especially if you're considering pretending you've already eaten. Before you dive into this approach, it's important to think about the ethical implications. At its core, you're making a choice that affects not just you, but your friendships too. The decisions we make in social settings can have ripple effects that last beyond the evening. Let's break down these considerations. Weighing the consequences. Encourage readers to consider the long-term effects of their actions on friendships. When you're at a friend's dinner party, the bonds you share are on display. Many people might think of skipping a meal as a harmless white lie, but every action has consequences. Imagine your friend put thought into the menu just to cater to your tastes, only to hear you weren't hungry. How would you feel in their shoes? Friendships rely on trust, and pretending to have already eaten can subtly erode that foundation. This seemingly small act could plant seeds of doubt. Your friend might wonder why you weren't honest. It's like threading a loose string. Pull too much, and the entire fabric can unravel. Considering the long-term effects isn't just about maintaining friendships but respecting them. Relationships thrive on open communication. When you choose to pretend, you're closing off that channel. So, when weighing your options, think about the bigger picture. Is the temporary comfort worth a potential fracture in your bond? Ethical decisions aren't only about right or wrong but about understanding and respect. Ask yourself, how would this decision affect trust? Would this action align with the kind of friend you want to be? Reflecting on these questions can guide you towards decisions that uphold both your values and your friendships. Wrapping up, reflecting on our social tactics when it comes to mastering the art of pretending to have already eaten at a friend's dinner party. It's more than just an act of evasion. It's a dance of social skills, empathy, and understanding. Let's pull together the threads of our conversation and consider what we've learned and how it applies to our broader social life. Social savvy. Throughout our exploration, one thing becomes obvious: social situations are delicate. They require a steady hand and a keen eye for detail. It's about knowing when to steer the conversation away from the table, or when to gently deflect the host's insistence on piling food onto your plate. Recognizing these cues is akin to understanding the rhythm of a dance. Once you find the beat, the rest follows naturally. By practicing these techniques, you become more than a guest. You become a conductor in the symphony of social interactions. Friendship dynamics. Being adept at navigating dinner parties isn't just about you. It's about your relationships. How do your actions impact the host, your friends, or the atmosphere of the evening? Balancing your needs with the dynamics of your friendships can be like walking a tightrope, requiring both balance and caution. Engaging in this thoughtful practice might prompt you to reflect on your friendships. Are you upholding trust and care, or are you more focused on self-preservation? These situations offer a mirror to examine how we relate to others, and perhaps even inspire change towards more authentic connections. Rethink your social practices. Now that we've journeyed through these social scenarios, it's worth pondering what your approach to social gatherings says about you. Are you a chameleon, blending into every situation, or do you stay true to your authentic self? These occasions are opportunities, not just to socialize, but to learn about ourselves. Consider what strategies work best for you and which you might want to leave behind. The goal is not to perfect the art of pretending, but to enrich your life with meaningful relationships and experiences. By being thoughtful and mindful about these interactions, you can become a more insightful participant in the social tapestry. So next time you find yourself at a friend's table, remember that every choice reflects not only your skill at maneuvering social landscapes but also your understanding of fellowship and community.